In this video, I'm going to share with you the best-selling low-content books on Amazon that are also self-published through KDP that are making almost $200,000 per month in royalties. Yes, that's right, $200,000 per month. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me here today. Wow, am I excited about this one? One of the big themes that I try to put out through my videos is giving you inspiration and motivation to give this business a try if you're looking for some way to make money online or work from home or build an online business. And I try to do that by sharing lots of different books in lots of different kinds of niches. There are so many people out there making a part-time and a full-time income, sometimes even more than that, from publishing books on Amazon. And I really try to show you that it's not just me or it's not just the few people on YouTube that are making money through publishing books on KDP. There are just so many people doing this. And I had been thinking about what kind of video I wanted to make and share with you this week, and what kind of videos that you guys might want to see, or what topics that you might find interesting to watch. And I had a thought of, I wonder what the best-selling low-content book is on Amazon. Because usually when I decide to create a video about a particular book or a particular brand that's doing well, it's usually because I've stumbled across them when I've been doing my own research or when I've just been browsing on Amazon, or I have typed in a specific keyword or a set of keywords, like maybe the search term coloring books, to see what's going on in that niche and what books are currently trending, what books are currently selling. So for this one, it was more a case of, out of all the books on Amazon, which low content book out of them all is selling the best? And I went to the main page of the book category on Amazon. So I just went to the menu from the main page, selected books. I didn't select any categories or drill down any further into any topics or anything like that. I just went straight to the best selling top books on Amazon. And honestly, I actually expected that the best selling low content book would be the Learn to Write or the Letter Tracing book by Crystal Radke. I've shown this book in a few of my videos in the past, and it is consistently a bestseller across all books on Amazon, and it has been for years now. So I was actually a little bit surprised when this wasn't the first low content book that I found in the top books on Amazon. And actually, these books that we're going to look at today, they are in the top 50 of all books on Amazon. So that is out of every single book from every single publisher in the world, from every single famous person or celebrity who has a book published. But just a couple of notes before we get into the books. Firstly, this is actually two books from the same publisher. So not one book, but there is two books. And yes, both of those books are in the top 50 across all books in the Amazon store. And secondly, I will admit that these aren't exactly what you would call true low content books. These are medium content books. In my opinion, low content books are books like notebooks, blank journals, maybe a sketchbook. And over the last year or so, I'd say I have been talking a lot on my channel about creating and publishing more medium content styles of books over those true low content books. So these books are the exact kinds of books that I believe are the best way to go when you are publishing within the low content book space. There is enough content in them to be able to be really unique and really different and set your books out from the rest of the other books on Amazon, but they aren't high content, so you don't have to sit there and spend a lot of time, weeks, months, years, even the time it can sometimes take to create a high content book. You don't have to spend that time to sit and write a full book before publishing it. And these two books that we are about to look at are medium content guided prompt style journals. And I know journals and guided journals are really popular low content books with a lot of you. So first of all, I am just going to start on the Amazon best-selling books page, and this is where I came across these books. And if we just scroll down here, I'm just going to show you where they are within this list of top selling books. So I scrolled until I found the first low content book that I could find in the top selling books. And this is it here, the Shadow Work Journal. That's the first book that I came across. I kept scrolling and came across the second one just down here, the Shadow Work Journal again. So one at number 63 and one at number 44. Now, I think I said earlier that they were both in the top 50, and the numbers do change slightly from hour to hour. So when I started looking at these books yesterday, they were both in the top 50. The second one's just moved a little bit out of the top 50 there, but obviously it is still a great place to be. So the first one here, which was the first one that came up on the first page of search results, is the Shadow Work Journal, a guide to integrate and transcend your shadows, uploaded in November 2021. It's got just under 1,200 reviews and ratings. If we scroll down here, they have some really nice A+ content, just giving more information about what this book is exactly and what it's all about. And so we can see from this what I'm talking a bit about being a medium content book. So it does have some content. It has content about what is shadow work, how you use this journal, but for the majority of the book, it is all different types of guided journal prompts. It also has some of these little exercises that you can complete, which is still sort of a prompt style of content. And as we can see here, it is independently published, which means that's just a self-publisher publishing this book through Amazon KDP. Let's scroll up here and take a look at the inside of the book. I'm not too sure how much we'll get to see. The first part of the book is about shadow work, what it is exactly, why it's important, how to do it, that sort of thing. So that's where we're talking about a little bit of content. So there's about 15 pages or so of actual content that is in this book, and then it goes into all the exercises and the guided prompt pages. And that's where this medium content style comes in. So there's enough unique content in here, which is all that text, that it sets your book out. It's completely unique from every other book out there, and that's all we can see. So what I'm going to do is just go down here to the reviews, where we'll usually find some videos that show the actual content of the book. So let's take a look at this one. So we can just see here there's all those guided prompts with space for you to complete the journal prompts. Big chunk of the book is made up of that, and that's those exercises where it is still a prompt style where you have to fill in the missing words, the blanks. So a really nice medium content book. We've got the paperback, which is selling for $17.39. It has 132 pages and it's a 6x9 inch. Now, I just want to mention that pricing there because that is quite a lot compared to the majority of journals and guided prompt journals that we would maybe look at on Amazon. And I just want to point out that it doesn't necessarily work having the cheapest price. Having a cheap price doesn't necessarily always equate to sales. So don't always think that the only way to make sales is to have the cheapest book, and don't be scared to price your book higher than the rest. A higher price gives the perception that your product is more valuable by giving it a higher price, and the customer will also see that value. But remember that you do have to provide that value within the content of your book too. You can't just make a book that is exactly the same as all the other journals out there and then price it double the price and expect to make sales. So in order to be able to sell at that higher price, you do have to make sure that your book has that value within it. Also, the fact that she has given the option of hardcover and spiral bound, which are much more expensive, is going to make the paperback version much more affordable and even seem cheap compared to the other options. So it's a good way to help increase the amount of paperback sales by making it the cheapest option available on your sales page. Now, the second book that is in the top 100 of the best-selling books is the Shadow Work Journal 2nd edition. So the publisher created this book and published it in November 2021, and then in February 2023 created a second version, a second edition. It's much bigger. It's got 225 pages in it, and it's just an updated version of the original Shadow Work Journal. But it is very interesting that they are both still selling, and they are both on the bestseller page, or at least in the top 100 of all books on Amazon, both of these books. So releasing the second one has not slowed the sales of the first edition of this book. We'll have a look inside of this one. I'm assuming it's very similar compared to the first one. So it's just got these extra shadow work journal prompts. These weren't in the first one. So just a lot more journal prompts are contained in this one. Now, just going back to the first edition, one thing I didn't look at here was the bestseller rank. So the bestseller rank of this one, the first edition of the book, is 39, and the bestseller rank of the second edition of this book is 63. So absolutely incredible bestseller ranks. For anyone who is new to publishing or to selling on Amazon, a bestseller rank is just a number given to every book in the Amazon store, and it basically determines popularity with Amazon's customers. So the lower that number, the more that you are selling. So you want that number as close to 1 as you can possibly get it. And in a second, you're going to see how many books are selling based on those bestseller ranks. So yes, let's go over the figures and how I came up with the figure of almost $200,000 per month that this publisher is making from these 2 books, because I did use some tools to be able to determine that. And they may be making a little bit more than this, in fact, because these 2 books are not the only 2 books that they have published. They do have a few more published, but these are definitely the best selling out of all of these books that this publisher has. But they do have some others that still sell well as well. So $200,000 per month is sort of a conservative figure, and they may be making a little bit more than that based on their other books. Now, I was just gobsmacked when I saw these 2 books and the amount of royalties that this publisher is getting. Book number 1 has a bestseller rank of 39. Now, I use the TCK Publishing Amazon book sales calculator to get an estimate of how many books could be selling based on that bestseller rank. But if we pop in 39, that will estimate that this publisher sells 16,400 books per month. Now, with the second bestseller rank of 63 on the second edition, that could be around 12,628 books selling per month. Now that we know how many books could be selling every month based on the bestseller rank, we need to work out how much royalty the publisher is getting, because what that book sells for on Amazon is not what the publisher gets. Amazon takes its printing costs and the Amazon cut out of that. So I like to look at the royalties at what the actual publisher is getting. To do that, we just go to KDP support website and use the printing cost and royalty calculator. Now, both books are a 6x9 inch. The first edition costs $17.39 and is 132 pages, and the second edition is selling for $18.70 with 225 pages, so I will calculate them separately. So the first edition of that book is making a massive $7.19 royalty per book sold, and the second edition of the book is making a $6.40 royalty per book. I think this book is probably the highest royalty I've ever seen on any low content book that I've seen, or medium content book that I've seen. It's absolutely insane. It just really opens your eyes to creating just something as high quality as you can possibly make and asking for a price that matches that. You don't always have to match what everybody else is doing on Amazon, what they're selling their book for and how much. If you think you can get a higher price for your book, then just go for it. All right, so let's do the calculations. If book number 1 is selling 16,400 copies per month at a $7.19 royalty, that's just under $118,000 per month. Now, book number 2, if that was selling 12,628 copies per month with a $6.40 royalty, that is just under $81,000 per month. So adding those two together, $198,735 per month in royalties just from those 2 books. I have no words. In just a couple of years, this person has essentially been able to create just 1 book, because the second book is just an updated version. It's just a second edition of the first book. So from 1 book in just a couple of years has created a multi-million-dollar per year business for herself. I really do hope that you all find this as inspiring and as motivational as what I do. The next thing that you're probably wondering is, how has she done this? Let's take a look at what this publisher is doing both on and off Amazon to make these kinds of sales. If you have seen any of my previous videos where I do deep dives into brands and books that are selling well to see how they make sales, you might have noticed that the last few books that I've looked at only used Amazon ads to make sales and nothing else. No social media, no website, no email list building or anything like that. And while those books are doing well with just Amazon ads and no other kind of promotion, I always wonder how much more success that they would see if they did do some kind of promotion away from Amazon and not just rely only on Amazon ads. And I think we're going to see here how much impact doing off Amazon promotion has. Firstly, let's see if this brand is running Amazon ads. I did a search on Amazon for Shadow Work Journal, and yes, we can see here that she is running ads on Amazon for her books, or at least this one anyway. Ads are going to be making a good impact on her sales, but is she doing anything else away from Amazon? Let's have a look. She does have a very nice professional website. You can purchase the books directly from her website at a little bit of a higher price than on Amazon, or there is a link to purchase from Amazon. And although I don't know for sure, I'd assume she maybe has the book with a third-party print and dropshipper, something like Lulu, where the publisher isn't handling the shipping herself or anything like that. So she may be getting a little bit of extra income by selling these books directly through her website. So from here, I did a search for her social media accounts and I found Instagram and TikTok. So let's take a look at Instagram first. 48.5 thousand followers, and all the posts seem to be related to affirmations, quotes, and about the journal. And there is a link here to another account, Zenful Note app, coming soon. So it looks like that she's in the process of creating an app as well as another stream of income that's going to go along with her books. I then went over to TikTok and found her TikTok account, which seems to be doing very well. And I'm very interested in what she's doing here. And I'm sure that what she's doing here on TikTok has made a huge impact to her sales on Amazon. So let's have a look at the type of videos that she's posting and how well they do. Now, she has a good amount of followers, 186,000, and the majority of the videos look like they're about the book. And it looks like she's got a new journal here, the Lucky Girl Journal, so we might see that out on Amazon soon. And they have really good amounts of views, 11.2 thousand.
I am powerful and in control of my reality.
And she's just going through reading out some affirmations that's in the book. Her face isn't on camera or anything like that.
Girls are like mirrors of each other.
So this one is just explaining the two books and the difference and why they go so well together. And that video is her just reading out one of the exercises in her book. All these videos are just about the book, how it works, how you use it, what's included in it. Majority of them don't have her face in the video. And one thing I'm just going to do is I'm just going to use this Chrome extension that I have, which is sort for TikTok. And what it does is it sorts the TikTok videos by the most popular, because I'm really interested to see which videos are the most popular. What is it that went viral to make this book sell and go viral on Amazon? So you can see here she has a bunch of videos with millions of views. So we've got this 13.8 million video, again, just reading some parts out of her book. The next one, 6.6 million views, which is just reading out that fill in the blank exercise within her book. 4.2 million, again, just showing some of the pages in the book. And if you did see my last video, which was all about using TikTok to promote low and medium content books, this is just a perfect example of how well TikTok can work when you just be consistent. And the great thing about TikTok is it doesn't matter how many followers you have. The TikTok algorithm does not take into account the amount of followers you have or how well your previous videos have performed. So you can have any video at any time go viral, regardless of how old your account is, how many followers you have, and things like that. TikTok is such a great place to be promoting these kinds of books at the moment. So her book going viral on TikTok is really, and I believe heavily contributed to the success of these books. So earlier I mentioned that I always wonder how much better a book can be doing if the publisher didn't rely just solely on Amazon ads and did promotion on social media as well. And I think that this really answers that question, that yes, spending some time on social media can make a huge difference. It can be the difference between making $20,000 per month as opposed to making $200,000 per month. So I'm not saying $20,000 per month is bad and that everybody should be aiming for hundreds of thousands of dollars per month in income. But the reality is that we're publishing books because as much as we enjoy doing it, we want to make money from it as well. And if spending a few extra hours a week, putting some time into social media, posting some videos to TikTok, if that can make such a massive difference in income, then it is really worth doing it. So what do you think of these books and this brand? Are you impressed? Are you inspired and motivated? I just really hope that you can see what is possible with publishing books on the KDP platform when you take the time to build a brand and share it across more platforms than just Amazon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.